Our next interview on Inside Boxing Live is brought to you by Jack Doyle's Restaurant and Bar. Jack Doyle's Restaurant and Bar located just a few steps away from Madison Square Garden and Times Square. Go into Jack Doyle's for all your entertainment needs. From happy hours to birthday parties to private events, Jack Doyle's has you covered. Once again, that's Jack Doyle's Restaurant and Bar located on 240 West 35th Street. Okay, we're here in the lavish hotel suite of the man right here, Teofimo Lopez. We're earshot away from Madison Square Garden. Look out the window. I see MSG. We will be there December 14th for the biggest fight of your career. Yeah. Richard Commey, title fight. The Teofimo Express rolls on, and I feel like this is it, man. I mean, we've done a lot of interviews together, and you're just kind of building yourself up to this point. Has like the moment, the scope of everything of what the goal that you've been set out for since you laced them up at such a young age. Like we're getting closer and closer, less than a month away. Do you feel the scope of the magnitude of this coming up?
No, I do, man. I appreciate the interview, man. Every time, man, this is big. And from the first time we spoke to now, man, it's the turnaround of it is crazy, man. The magnitude of it is definitely it's remarkable. And and what better way, man? Like I said, 5 times fighting at Madison Square Garden, all by knockout. And I want to finish this year again, Heisman Trophy night once again, with Richard Commey, 2-time world champion. And at Madison Square Garden, I'm looking to keep the knockout streak going.
Yeah, you've been at MSG for a while now. You're from Brooklyn. We'll talk about Richard Commey a little bit. You seems like there's a mutual respect, kind of.
No, fuck that.
I just see what I see on Twitter.
I know. Me and Commey, hey, we got to do what we have to do, But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when we're in the ring, we know that we gotta dug it out. We got to, he's there taking my bread and butter. I'm there taking his bread and butter. And, I'm definitely there to take his title. So he's going to defend it in the best way he can. I know he's going to be in tip-top shape. And he's a hell of a fighter, man. And I know he's going to bring his A game that night. He has every reason to. But, yeah, man, I respect him outside the ring. But in there, I don't respect him.
In terms of the X's and O's, obviously we crunch the numbers at CompuBox, and I just ran a report before we got here. He's a little more active than you in terms of punches per round. I think he throws 70 punches around, but you have more accuracy. Oh. So you're landing 50% of your power shots over your last 5 fights. But one thing I noticed with him is that he throws jabs, but he doesn't exactly land them. What have you seen from him? The length. You just fought a guy who was maybe even taller than Commey. Taller. So you think that gives you some type of an advantage, or it gives you some familiarity with someone of that height?
A lot of people took that from what I said in my post-fight interview when I said about tall fighters. And what I meant to say by that is I'm no longer fighting tall fighters as of right now. We got Richard Commey, who's 5'9" or 5'10", and then we got hopefully make some where what all the fans want is the Lopez fight, which Loma's I think 5'6" or 5'7", who knows. But so I don't have no tall guys I'm facing right now. Nakatani was I think the second tallest guy I faced. I fought William Silva, who was 6'1". That was back in last year in July. But nah, man, it's the fact that we talk about it. We got Joey Gamache now, who's an assistant coach, who's my assistant coach, and then my father as the head coach. They working together. They watching film each and every day. I don't watch film, but they tell me in the gym what Commey does, what are his pros and his cons, and that's what we're working on. Joey Gamache, he goes in the ring with me, and we work on defense, work on different things, work on the right hands, the left hooks, whatever it is that Comey's known for, and even the things that he's not known for. So, because you never know in the sport of boxing, man, anything could happen. One punch could change it all, so we got to be on point.
Yeah, it's 2 power punchers. I mean, both of you guys throw a lot of power punches, and like I just said, pretty accurate with them as well. How about in terms of, there was talks of early on that maybe you weren't going to take this fight. You finally got to that level where you were now the next in line to fight for the title. But, things came out, and I'm not going to get into all that, but there were some talks that you might not want this fight of your career. What changed for you?
My wife, man, she pretty much, she was like, when things get hard, you just got to push harder, that you always been like that. I was like, I know I always been there. I never gave up. I'm never the type to give up, but she was, man, after my fight, I was going through it, man, and she was right there picking me up. So, shout outs to my wife, man. So,
how's the married life treating you?
It's good, man. Well, there's difficult times, but that's in every marriage or every relationship. But overall, man, we work it out. We talk about it. That's the main thing. Communication. Communication is key, man.
So do you think, was there ever a time where you was like, hey, I don't want this fight at all, or you had to be kind of like talked into it, or did you just like, I'm gonna take the fight, but I'm just gonna kind of weigh all my options?
Nah, yeah, I gotta weigh all my options. I'm a fighter, man. I cannot let it go. So even though I was upset and all these things, I just can't let that go. I can't. The fighter in me, that flame, that flare, whatever I have inside, I just cannot let it go. When I have a fight like that or opportunities like that, I definitely can't let that, and I can't pass that up, man. Fighters that have been 6 years in professionally and stuff would die for this type of spot right now, and being in the spotlight. So I have a lot to be grateful for, and that's what I took in, I took that in, instead of being always hard on myself, I took a step back, and my wife, she made a poster for me of the things that I'm great at and all these things, and it really made me visualize and see that I've came a long way. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, you get sidetracked or you get stuck that you constantly going. This is my way of thinking of things. It's like, I'm doing good, let's keep it going, and I don't stop, and I don't take my time to step back at things and look at all the stuff that I've grown to and all the things that I've accomplished. And I had to do that, and during that time that I was off, I was in the gym, I was working out, but it was just, I was trying to get my mojo, all that back in, and visualize and see that, yo, calm down. You don't gotta be so hard on yourself. You're doing good, you're doing great. And God set this plan that he has for us, man, and it's good.
So let's go back to your last fight, and it's something we're seeing now. There's a lot of young, great fighters in boxing right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're one of them. But I feel like this happened with Devin Haney's last fight, too. Like, he looked fine. I mean, he knocked the guy down, and he won pretty much every single round. Mm-hmm. Going back to your last fight, do you think that it's fair? I hate the word exposed. I hate that word. I think should be eradicated from the boxing lingo. But what I'm trying to get to is, just because you didn't steamroll your opponent in your last time, where do you feel like the criticism is fair to say, like, oh, let's kind of rein it in a little bit on Teofimo?
I'm gonna be Roger Mayweather. People don't know shit about boxing. This is honest, the truth, man. You got these casual fans, or you got these guys that, and Dan, you see it all the time. You got these guys that just come with a camera and they want to get a credential to go to the fights, but they're true, just regular casual fans. They don't know really much about anything, man, just to get on the platform or something, just to get a free ticket or bypass. The exposed part, you got to understand that these fighters that we face are trying to win. They don't have nothing, but beating us, they have everything. They come up like that off of one fight, So saying the exposed word and everything is just downplaying everything,
Fans want to see you in tough fights. Fans want to see Devin Haney in tough fights. I want to see Ryan Garcia in step-up fights. But then when you fight a competitive fight, they're like, oh, wait, he's exposed. That's the double standards that I don't understand with boxing fans.
The thing is, like, you can never please everybody or anyone. So it's just, you gotta know and keep in mind that what you're doing is for yourself, not for everybody else. You know that the fans want the big fights, the great fights. I got you.
You still got your eyes on Lomachenko. Got to ask. It's like the question that you're probably going to be asked all day long as you do your media day.
Oh, especially during like fight week and everything. Right. It's going to be crazy.
You're the one. You did it yourself. You say like you put it out there that from early on in your career that's the guy that you want. That's the number one target because he has all the belts and he's in your division.
Well, yeah, that was really it. It was just because he had all the belts. Loma, I wouldn't be facing Loma if he didn't have all the belts. If he's just a guy that was a two-time Olympic gold medalist and such, I wouldn't be facing him. What I want to face him because he has all the belts. Right. And it's a quick come up.
Right, I hear you, man.
But yeah, as the fight, that is in the works. Hopefully, it does happen.
That's still the plan, right?
It's still the plan. After Commey, I'm the guy that with the last belt. But I gotta beat the champion first. And I know Rich Commey is gonna bring his A game, like I said. And then afterwards, we finish with a bang and start with a boom, come 2020.
I do want to. I see a lot of videos of you training, sparring on Twitter. Why Flemington, New Jersey? I was wondering why you went all the way out there. Is it for just a little isolation, but staying on the East Coast?
Yeah. It's just being close by to my wife and everything, and pretty much have that time where I could not only concentrate just straight on boxing and fighting, but also have that time where I could just breathe for a second, just for like a day, just breathe for a second, get my mind right, get everything prepped and ready for next week. Boom. You know, we got Ivan Baranchik in sparring now, who is a 140 former pound world champion. Yeah, we got Abraham Nova back in again from last camp. We got him this camp around, you know, and we're trying to bring different guys, you know, different turn-ups. Ivan Baranchik trying to knock my head off, but that's just how he is, man. He's a beast, you know, but it's been good work. It's been great work, and I'm excited, man. I'm more focused going into this fight than I was for any other fight, and I could feel it, and I could see it, and I know it, and that's the thing that makes it the difference and the game changer. I needed to take a step back, and it's not, and sometimes you need things to fall just so you could figure things out and pick them back in a better way and puzzle it better. Flemington, New Jersey. I chose it, you know, being close to the wife, like I said, and, you know, East Coast. But next camp, we're going to do it in Brooklyn.
Okay, good. You're a Brooklyn guy.
Yeah, yeah. I should have done it in Brooklyn. But, you know.
I understand why, you want to be away, but you're also close. I understand.
Yeah. You know, I'm only an hour away from the city, so it's not that far of a drive for me or anything. But, you know, I like it better if it's in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Here, lastly, I'm going to pull up this video. This is from last year. Last year at this time. We were at Jack Doyle's restaurant and bar just down the street. Had to give him a plug right here. But I'm going to play this for you. This is what you said.
And I see I say next year I'll become world champion. And it's like I'm 2-3 fights away from it.
Okay, so next time we see you here at Jack Doyle's, you have a strap.
Yeah.
It'll be strap season.
Like 50 says, get the strap.
Get the strap. There you go.
That was
just 1 year ago. You said you were going to have a strap. Now we're 1 year from now. Can you believe it? It's all happening so fast.
It's crazy. And law of attraction, or, you know, what they like to say, man. A lot has changed, bro, especially in a year, man. I fucking got old real quick.
Got more hair now.
I got more hair, that's for sure. I got to get what you use.
I use Crew. I'm going to try to get sponsorship with them as well.
Okay. Shout out, you know. It's, I think when you set your mind onto something or into something that you really want to do and that you can see that you could do, it'll happen. You just got to believe it, even when people don't see it or believe it. They think that you're crazy. Shit, I'm crazy. Every fighter's crazy. But we dream big, man. You got to always dream big.
Teofimo Lopez, a man with a plan, December 14th. He's fighting for his first world title against Richard Commey right down the street, Madison Square Garden on ESPN. Thanks for the time, buddy.
Thank you. The takeover, man. Hey, it's a process. But 2020, unified world champion.
Heard it right from the horse's mouth.